It's my pleasure to now introduce our final speaker for today's program. Rafael Campos serves as the Deputy Director of Public Engagement for the Office of the Surgeon General. As many know, the U.S. Surgeon General, Dr. Vivek Murthy, has been an incredible leader and powerful voice for this issue. Our partners at the Foundation for Social Connection and Scientific Advisory Council did a tremendous job serving as key reviewers and contributors of the recent advisory on loneliness and connection. We've been honored to work closely with the Office of Surgeon General, and we're thrilled to welcome Rafael for some final remarks.
Thank you, Jillian, and thank you to the Foundation for inviting me to come and share a few brief remarks on today's discussion. One, inspired by the previous panel, by the other speakers that I heard earlier today, and I think it's really telling how far we've gone in how we're speaking about social isolation and loneliness. And I think it's really conversations like the one that we've had today that are really shifting that narrative and shifting perspectives that are going to change us from simply raising awareness to actually creating actions that can really improve social connection and the communities in which folks are really struggling and have a hard time. So as Jillian shared, our office was really excited about putting out an advisory, which is really seen as a framework or a roadmap that outlines how folks can increase social connection in their communities, breaking it down by sectors and providing recommendations on not just the what that's evidence-based and scientifically backed, but how they could actually do it, who they could work with to achieve some of those things. But the main takeaway for me, I think, is that relationships and social connection, it really is a source of healing. And our hope is that by putting out this advisory, this can enable Americans from across the country to live fuller, healthier, happier lives with one another. So I know I'm the only thing keeping you off of the DC community outside, so I'll be quick. But in the spirit of the storytelling that I heard, I figured it'd be appropriate to close with a personal story before we head out. So I always wanted to go to grad school. I didn't necessarily know where I wanted to go, but obviously I ended up in DC. It's been a pleasure going to DC over the past 8 years. But my sole determining factor to deciding where I wanted to go to grad school was that I wanted to be away from home. So it wasn't the school, the opportunities, or anything like that. It was DC is 4 hours away from New Jersey. And I love New Jersey. I have a lot of pride for New Jersey. I grew up in Elizabeth, but I grew up in a very large Latino family. I have 3 sisters and what feels like 1,000 cousins who probably aren't family, but we still call them cousins. And I left because I wanted space. I left because I actually wanted to be alone. And I think as I've ascended into my career in government, one of the harsh realities that I've had to grapple with is that as I've grown professionally, I've actually also grown further away from my family. I think part of that can be that, government's a big black box in Latino culture, so they don't understand what I do, but I also don't make the effort to explain to them what is it that I do. And I think that lack of communication has put a strain on a lot of the relationships that I've had. And one of the reasons that it's at the forefront of my mind is because at the age of next year, much to think about it. I'm a new father. I just came back from paternity leave. I have a lovely daughter named now, coming back to work, one of the things that I thought of was just how different her upbringing will be compared to my upbringing that I had. And I think, I grew up in a city in northern New Jersey, cousins riding bikes all around, aunts and uncles, even our family, but everyone knew where you were at any given moment. And although DC has the social infrastructure and I've made a lot of friends, grad school has been great. I consider myself to be a pretty outgoing person. I think, the strength of my communication with my family, with my parents, with my siblings, that's all she'll really have to go off of. And I think if I'm gonna talk the talk and walk the walk, I think coming back to work, one of the things, and having a child, one of the things that I've thought a lot about has been, how can I regain my sense of community and my tribe with the people who brought me here and, made me, I guess, what I am today. but not just because I have to, but because it feels good. And, it's scientifically proven to make you feel good and make them feel good. And the easy thing to do should be, what you ultimately do. I think a lot of the work that we do here in the Office of the Surgeon General in creating products like the advisory that I just put out are really, meant to empower folks and provide them with the tools to do just that, to make the easy choice, And I think, it's recommendations, we brought a lot of people together. We've continued conversations with the foundation and really think through how we could move the needle and realize a lot of the recommendations that we've made. But it's a report and it's words on a piece of paper. And I think what really brings that to action are folks like you all in the room doing the good work and really trying to improve communities by working with one another. And I think pun definitely intended, but would love to connect. So if there's work that you want to do as it relates to social isolation, I'm here, I'm in DC, I'm easy to get in contact with and share my information with folks, but working in public engagement, really what we're trying to do is, take these written products and spark action. So thank you for having me, I appreciate you all, and looking forward to spending some more time chatting with you out there.
Thank you, Rafael, for being with us here today and for sharing not only the exciting updates out of the Office of the Surgeon General, but also his personal experience as a new father. And we wish you a very happy first Father's Day this Sunday. As this event comes to an end, we hope that you will take the conversations, reflections, and insights that you heard today with you as you navigate your work professionally and personally. We know that we have a lot of work to do as we aspire to become a healthier and more connected society. And events like today's program speak to the work that so many individuals are committing to getting us there. Thank you to all of our speakers for such a powerful and impactful program. Thank you to Far From Alone for your generous support. Thank you to our incredible staff and team members who contributed to today's event. Meg Wallace, Shannon Vivajal, Ava Walderman, Rosalie Blalock, Camila Cavero, Debbie McCarran, Deneen Zacconi, Abby Gadwa, Rachel Jordan, Abigail Barth, Quinn Lyons, Mashalawa Ani, Wendy O'Brien, Andrew McPherson, and Eddie Garcia. You make the dream team a true reality, so thank you. Thank you to all of our attendees and to our CECL members. We are thrilled that you chose to recognize Global Loneliness Awareness Week here with us today. This is a collective effort, and we hope that you will join us in supporting communities and advocating to combat social isolation and loneliness and to foster social connectedness. For more information on our work and how to join our efforts, please visit us at endsocialisolation.org and engage with us on social media with the hashtag Connection Matters. If you are interested in joining future events, we have just launched the registration for October's Building Connected Communities, a forum for leaders working to address social isolation, loneliness, and connection in partnership with Harvard Human Flourishing Program, Healthy Places by Design, and Einhorn Collaborative. Visit buildconnection.org for more information. We are also very excited to share that next year's event for Global Loneliness Awareness Week will be held at 555 Pennsylvania Avenue with generous support from Johns Hopkins University and the Nexus Award Program. Stay tuned for a June 2024 date announcement to come. Thank you all. Stay connected and have a great evening.